Welcome to NASDAQ Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ. Joining us for this segment, we have Sanket Pathak. He is the co-founder and CEO of Synapse, a purpose-driven fintech company. Sanket, it's great to see you. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Thanks, Jill. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about your purpose-driven mission. It seems to be a theme in the fintech space as companies start to evolve.
Yeah, well, I think Synapse's mission, not very different to a lot of fintech companies at this point, is to ensure that people have access to high-class financial products, regardless of their net worth and regardless of their location as well. At this point, people are trying to build more equitable and fair products that most consumers have access to, which banks haven't done a great job of just yet. And I think technology should be able to enable and distribute that a whole lot better. So.
Right. And that's a great point that you make, because for those of us that might take it for granted in the US, especially where we have access to banking, that doesn't exist to underserved communities globally. And this, fintech has really opened up that opportunity for them, not only just to bank, but for business as well.
Yeah, totally. Like individuals or businesses in the US and also abroad, if you are thin filed, which is it's hard to underwrite you because you don't have a credit history established, it's quite difficult to get access to products and services. Something as simple as even buying stocks that Robinhood democratized never existed until quite recently. And we think the same wave is now taking effect on debit cards, credit cards, short-term loans, crypto investing as well, all these different things. So the big theme is democratizing all these tools to people who've never had access to them in a very safe way, or as safe as you can make it possible. So.
Right. So explain to us more where Synapse fits in the fintech ecosystem.
Yeah. So what Synapse is doing to be able to fulfill this mission is, we think there's a lot of will to be able to build great financial products for end users and businesses. There are not a lot of ways to do it. So what Synapse is doing is Synapse is building the infrastructure that makes it really easy for anybody who wants to build and launch a financial services product to be able to do it. Not in a few years, which has been the current cadence, but more so in a few weeks, which is what we really want to be able to accomplish for people. So if you're a developer or an entrepreneur or a product manager at an existing company who really wants to build checking accounts, savings accounts, debit cards, credit cards, short-term loans, buy now, pay later solutions, crypto investing, DeFi savings, with Synapse, it takes you about 6 weeks to be able to build these products and go to market, versus traditionally it has taken about a year and a half, if not more, to be able to do the same thing.
It's really interesting you bring that up, because you and I were at the Empire FinTech conference this week, and a lot of the conversation revolved around how traditional and legacy financial institutions are working with fintech companies to bring these types of products to market faster. So sometimes it's like an us versus them thing, but I heard a lot of working together and trying to integrate more than I've heard covering this in the past.
Totally. I think the great thing that has happened post-COVID is there has been an explosion of number of sponsor banks in America. So banks that are willing to partner with fintech companies or banking as a service providers like Synapse to be able to bring quite good financial products to market for businesses and consumers. And there used to be a little bit more reluctance pre-COVID, but as COVID hit, it became quite obvious that going digital is the right way to do it. And there are tons of banks that are partnering now with fintech companies to be able to enable this.
All right. Sanket, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ.
Thanks for having me.